So it seems like this is day two of or day one really of the house. I've changed the locks because it's something I always recommend people do when they grab a house over here. Sometimes you'll find locks that are from decades before, companies that no longer exist. A firm indication that it's an old lock and it's been around a long time, and there's probably hundreds of people out there with keys on it. So, and being an expat, they think an expat's moved in, they're just automatically assuming there's a bunch of goodies in there. So, another thing I should warn you all is they seem to have a superstition against mirrors here. So anytime you do take over a house, you're not going to find a mirror in a bathroom or anywhere in the house. You'll have to go out and buy one, and so I'm going to have to for sure. I hear my neighbor across the street has a few roosters that like to crow all day, and with the windows being relatively thin, that may become an annoyance sooner rather than later. But it's something you get used to over here. Eventually you just drown it out. I also have a neighbor with a dog that's pretty yappy. When I was fixing the back door lock, it never shut up. So we'll have to maybe get an ultrasonic device to make it less friendly for dogs in the neighborhood to bark. I got one for the apartment in Gensan. Unfortunately, I left it with my Gensan stuff, so I'll have to buy another one. But no, so I replaced the locks on both doors and opened up some windows to get some fresh air in. As you see, it's pretty much an empty unit right now. I've got to get some furniture in there. There's a store called On Top that I'm going to go see as soon as the aircon guy comes by. And then I fixed up the back door, put a double deadbolt on it so that, can you see that? Boom. So you need a key to come and go. It's really only going to be our laundry area. Maybe if I buy a pedal bike, I'll use it or something. But yeah, so, one of the things that I found funny this is for the show, this channel originally. It isn't even really a major streaming thing for travel, although over the last 6-7 months it really has become that, because there hasn't been much work done on the show. But as most people know, one of the main characters is Vincenzo Scrotumbing, and he's a soldier guard ogre guy. I think like a big broody guy like Shrek, but not green, obviously. He's gray. Have to maintain those diversity quotas that the streamer has for me. And I now live in a neighborhood called St. Vincent, so I'll be calling it St. Vinny as a fun joke. So for those who are watching for the show purposes, they'll find that amusing that Captain Tuna is over here in Vinnyland. So, and St. Vinny, well, that's even funnier, because once we get to seasons 9 and 10, when Vinny is extra dimensionally traveling, he encounters places where he's known as a saint, parallel worlds and such. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. I found that was kind of funny. But no, nice big front area. This will probably become a motorcycle fixing shop area in no time. And I'll get these two lights going here with red lights. Me Canadian flag blowing in the wind. Oh, I guess you better see it from that angle. Whoa, 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 whoa. So yeah, nice little wind today, which is helpful because it is a scorcher. That is one thing, folks. When you're over here, it's going to be the heat. The heat and the noise are your only two negatives for folks who are used to a very quiet existence in the West, or from a rural living environment like myself. But no, I'm glad I got most things done. And as soon as the aircon guy goes, I'll go to that other store, get that stuff, just drop it off. I won't really set up the new table or the stove or anything. Well, it's really like a two-plate of Elements. It's not a stove. They don't really have ovens over here and stoves and those special plug-ins for them and stuff. Like it's pretty basic. And it's like my fridge hole in the counters is only for like a 2-foot wide fridge, which, as any of you know from back home, I mean, that is a tiny fridge. But it's fine. I'll go shopping every few days instead. And the one I was looking at downtown had a really big freezer on it, which is more important for me for sure, so I can buy both foods and vegetables. Well, I'll get back into making smoothies again. They were definitely better for me than popping. I made a rule I wasn't going to drink beer unless someone bought it for me, because I'm getting to that point where I just really can't deal with the heat side of things of drinking too much. And it does drain the budget. And as I said in my last post there, I did go a little higher in my posting for the rent on this place, but I think it'll be worth it. It's a really nice place. So when my friends do come from back home, or if any of my kids come by, I got a nice, really nice big spare room for them, or fam of my baby. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really just killing time till the guy comes, and I thought, since I was having to tell the trike driver, oh, I live in St. Vincent, and I direct him how to get there and stuff. So, yeah, I just thought I'd mention that about the show, because I don't talk about the show that much anymore, and I want to. Like I said, once I get settled in here, I'll have my high-speed internet by next week. I'll start trying to get some artists back on board. Maybe I will even break out the drawing tablet and do some myself. I know I always say I'm a director, not an artist, but I'm not that bad of an artist. I just know that for me to create a minute of animation probably take me 2, 3, 4 days, where I've had Filipinos do it in like 2 hours. So, I mean, they have all the right software, and maybe I just need to get the right software, right? And the new laptop I brought over for remote work is much more powerful than my, 2012 tank of a laptop that I've had forever. And I had it because it's a steel body. It's an indestructible laptop, right? It's made to be traveled with and that. So, yeah, I think that I will try and get some stuff done, and maybe an editing software, so at least, if possible, I can do the 3 damaged scenes, complete them, try and amalgamate them in the grand plan, because then that brings me up to 74 minutes of completed project, because there's about 5 or 6 minutes in those 3 half-completed scenes. See, and that's why I tell people who are ever doing something like this, never, ever, ever, ever pay them in advance. It should always be a situation where you pay upon completion. Tell them to keep a watermark on it, because so many artists here and I mean, it's everywhere. It's not just here. It's everywhere. Have, of course, said to me, "Oh, I'll get it done," and then like a week, 2, 3 go by, and they've done next to nothing because their own lives take over, which I don't understand. Because if you're paying them and they don't have jobs, I know how I am right now. If I had a contract, I'd be doing that all day long, every day, until such time as I was paid off and done the work so I could get paid. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I am really looking forward to the expat event tonight. Make some new friends, maybe pick up someone else who's also interested in doing the restaurant over here. Because that's my thing, is I don't want to be like in Jensen, where I'm closing every time I leave the country or I go away. And so by using my local connections and then new friends that I'll make here, probably I could try and find someone who, they don't need to know how to cook. They just have to be the ones with the key holders and control the money, because I don't really want to leave that in the hands of people that aren't invested in the project, like workers. So that's just a recipe for disaster on any continent. But yeah, so might even get some good rain tonight by the wind that we're getting. I hope we do, because not that it gets cooler here in Canada, as you'll know. It gets hot out days, and then it gets cold after it rains a little bit. So really relieves. Here it just gets more humid, more sticky. So I guess we'll see how that goes. And of course, if anybody is been following the channel from San Carlos, say hi. I'd love to get together, do a coffee with you. And if they're expats, I'd love to maybe even get you on the channel, or do a guest blog on yours. So yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Like, follow, subscribe. I'm getting close to that 10-minute mark. I was told to keep it to, rather than doing shorts, which I had been doing all summer long just because I thought more people watched them. But for content crew algorithms, I guess it doesn't help promote the channel. So hence the reason I really wasn't building much followers, even though I was getting thousands of views on clips. So yeah. So I think I'm going to just squeak by with my budget. I got the bedroom today, so at least I'm not sleeping on the floor. I had to go extra cheap on a bed. I mean, it's not a paper thin one like some of these beds you can buy here, but it's not a real mattress and box spring set like you'd see back home. And I'll try and get myself a frame of some sort to get me up off the ground. And yeah, I haven't seen any mouse droppings or anything like that in this house, and the house seems pretty sealed, so I probably shouldn't end up seeing rodents in there, which is also nice. Bugs you can't do anything about, except for maybe put some screens on some of these windows, like the way these guys open up. I could easily put a screen on this portion right here, so when it's open, at least bugs aren't flying in, especially at night, but we'll see how that goes. And then the technician guy, I mean, I don't see what he's really needed for. I mean, I really just need the air con. I can set that up and plug that in myself. But they're probably so used to dealing with Westerners that's got no technical or tool skills. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Well, I do definitely want to raise the showers. They're all made for the short people here. Me being 6 foot, it doesn't really work. So, yeah. I see I've got a lot of grime on my face from working. Maybe this isn't the best video to post, but it is what it is over here, guys. Don't want you to think it's all sunshine and rainbows if you're a guy like me who does his own work. Because if you are a guy who can come over here and do your own work like that, you'll save us a crap ton of money and hassle. If they had just left the aircon in the living room for me, I'd already have it installed and be out doing the second round of shopping. Because I definitely need a fan. Even with the aircon, you need a fan. Even if it's a small one, you drop 20, 30 of our dollars on a fan, it goes a long way. And then, of course, I saw the nice big steel ones I have back home on the farm, but they were like 70 or 80 bucks of our money, and I just don't want to stretch that much in my budget, considering my rent is $240 a month. It's like half a month's rent almost, so a third at least. So, well, like I always say, follow, subscribe, sharing is caring. So tell a friend about this weird Western guy from Canada who, posts every day about fun, interesting stuff over here. I almost look at it like it's a personal, private reality TV show. Lots of fun. So, thanks everyone. Have a great day.